Why don't you tell me about your history with pizza?
My history with pizza? Well, I suppose my history with pizza isn't much different from most people's history with pizza. I like it a lot. Grew up eating, pizza is a universally loved food.
I want to see how to create a good pizza crust at home. To do so, I created a variety of pizzas in the kitchen, using my knowledge and research towards the pursuit of a perfect crust. The pizzas I made were tasted and evaluated by a panel of testers. Finally, I talked with local pizza expert and brick pizza oven owner Walter Briggs to get his perspective on how to make the perfect pizza crust at home for a price.
I think the crust is more important. I mean, there are lots of different things that I can put on top of the pizza that still make it taste good, and I do spend a lot of time prepping before I cook the pizza, but you gotta have that. The crust is really what sort of defines the style of the pizza to me.
To begin, I created a pizza from a recipe from home cook Ina Garten. The recipe differed from the other pizzas I would be making, as it had double the amount of yeast as the other pizza's recipes. In addition, it used entirely all-purpose flour in its crust, as well as the addition of honey to serve as fuel for the yeast. The double amount of yeast decreased the proofing time drastically, meaning that the pizza did not need to rise as long. However, this resulted in a pizza that was harder to work with and harder to form. As for taste, well, we'll have to wait and see what the testers think. For the sake of control, all pizzas use the same toppings: pizza sauce, mozzarella cheese, and parmesan. As we wait for our pizzas to be tested, we check back in with Walter Briggs on his opinion on flour.
I experiment with lots of different flours. My sort of standard basic flour is a Caputo. It's an Italian 00 flour. It's a traditional Italian pizza flour. 00 is an indication of how finely ground the grain is, so it's very very silky, and so I either use all 00, or sometimes I will mix it with some bread flour or some other high gluten.
In Italy, flour is graded not by protein content, as it is in the US, but by fineness, so Italian 00 flour is the finest flour available. For this recipe, I used a mixture of all-purpose flour, which has medium protein content, and cake flour, which has very low protein content. The mixture of flours created a pizza that was both tender and crisp, an imitation of pizzas cooked in a wood-burning oven. In addition, the softness of the cake flour made the dough quite easy to work with. Despite the differences in flour composition, all the pizza doughs were prepared in a stand mixer. This appliance allowed for the doughs to be mixed and kneaded thoroughly without the use of any additional equipment. While not as easy or convenient, I've found that it is possible to hand knead these pizzas or make them in a food processor fitted with a dough blade.